International relations is the study of how countries interact on a global scale, encompassing politics, history, economic, law, and culture. It aims to understand the cause of conflict and how to foster peace and cooperation. IR also involves analyzing both positive interaction like trade and culture exchanges and negative ones such as war. It also examines the role of international organizations like the United Nations and the World Trade Organization, which is facilitated cooperation and set rules for global interaction. Key issues addressed include terrorism, poverty, human rights, and climate change. IR cover both bilateral relations and involving two countries, also multilateral relations involving multiple nations working together to solve global challenges.
In international relations, bilateral relations are the primary form of interaction between two sovereign states. Bilateral relations promote national interests and lead out international negotiations. There are several characteristics of bilateral relations, such as economic cooperation. Economic cooperation, defined as the exchange of goods, services, and capital between countries, is a crucial component of bilateral relations. It entails a variety of actions intended to support stability and expansion in both economies, such as joint ventures, trade agreements, and technological cooperation. Another characteristic of bilateral relations is defense cooperation. Defense cooperation serves as the foundation of the enduring partnership between the United States and Japan, especially crucial in navigating the complex geopolitics of Asia-Pacific region. This cooperation, which is necessary to handle common security risks and preserve stability, includes a variety of complex agreements and cooperative activities. Another characteristic of the bilateral relations is educational exchange. Since its establishment in 1974, Malaysia and China's diplomatic ties have changed substantially, with trade, economics, and tourism still holding a prominent position on the agenda. Educational exchange has become a crucial foundation of bilateral cooperation in recent decades. The speed and extent of educational collaboration were influenced by a variety of political, ideological, and socio-economic variables from the beginning of diplomatic relations in 1974 until the resolution of ideological conflicts in the 1990s. Advantages and disadvantages of bilateral relations. Economic cooperation, being the basis of bilateral relations, facilitates the transfer of capitals, goods, and services between nations. The trade agreement between China and Malaysia from 1974 to 2008 served as an example of how economic cooperation may strengthen connections between countries. Furthermore, defense cooperation in bilateral relations ensures national and regional security. The alliances between the US and Japan serves as an example of the advantages of strong defense treaties. On the other hand, the possibility of asymmetrical dependencies in which one country becomes overly dependent on the other is a major drawback of bilateral relations. This may result in an unbalanced distribution of power and influence, which could jeopardize the independence of the dependent country.
Other than bilateral relation, we also have multilateral relation, or also known as multilateralism. So based on RUGI 2017, multilateral relation can be referred to coordinating relation among three or more states in accordance with certain principles. So focusing on the history of this relation, some stated that it has existed since World War II as the foundation in international system in 2000th century. However, it is also suspected that multilateralism has started many years ago in the 60s. Especially during the Westphalia Treaty. It is a treaty that helped end the 30 Years' War that happened in Central Europe from 1618 to 1648. Other than that, League of Nations was also considered as the root of multilateral relation due to it being the first global organization that promotes international cooperation. So, to further understand these relations, we need to take a look at their characteristics. And one of the characteristics is facilitating cooperation, which can define as cooperation between multiple groups with the aim of achieving mutual outcome. Okay, so this is essential, especially when dealing with issues like counter-terrorism or infectious disease. And moving on, we also have the characteristic of supporting conflict prevention, because it helps to promote unity and resolve dispute by negotiating with each other. Lastly, multilateral relations also serve as basis for competition. This is stated by Moreland in 2019. It is because some powerful country might influence other country in specific agenda for their own benefits. And of course, multilateralism also have their own benefits and disadvantages. As you can see, that multilateral relations allow countries to achieve better outcome when dealing with some dispute. This can be achieved when the country works together and contribute to the matter. Now focusing on the disadvantages, multilateralism might not become as effective as it seems if the country do not reach a mutual agreement. It is because each country has their own priorities and they might not want to join in other country dispute that does not really affect them. To let you guys understand it more, we need to take a look at United Nations or UN, for example. Okay, so first of all, UN consists of 193 members from all over the world, in which we can understand that multilateral relation is a cooperation involving 3 or more states. Furthermore, UN also focuses on a lot of disputes that are happening all around the world, such as poverty, education, and safe environment. So this proves UN as a facilitating cooperation as it cooperates and help multiple countries to overcome their country issue. So this is why UN is considered as a significant organization in our works. So in a nutshell, I think we all can agree that multilateral relation is a crucial concept that needs to be implemented in political diplomacy as it can help to maintain peace and diplomacy among each others.
We move to comparison between bilateral and multilateral relation. So, bilateral and multilateral relation are both vital in international diplomacy but differ in scope and function. Bilateral relations, such as the China-Malaysia case, focus on direct cooperation between two nations encompassing economic, defence and educational exchanges tailored to mutual needs, like the avoidance of double taxation agreement, and they foster specific nuanced ties but may lead to dependencies and political tension. In contrast, multilateral relations involve multiple nations addressing global challenges like the climate changes and counter-terrorism through organizations like the United Nations and World Trade Organization. While offering collective problem-solving and broader cooperation, multilateralism can struggle with priority setting and power dynamite. Bilateral ties provide focused, direct cooperation, whilst multilateralism emphasizes collective action for the global issue, each with its own advantages and challenges.
To put it simply, it has been proven that both bilateral and multilateral relations had given a lot of impacts to the world. So this impact can help our country to improve for the better and live a comfortable life. For instance, we can see it on the relationship of China and Malaysia in 1974 to 2008 and other organizations such as United Nations and ASEAN. Despite having advantages and disadvantages, these relations are essential as it can help to solve our dispute without any violence. Okay, to sum it up, bilateral and multilateral relations are important for people to understand, and they need to broaden this scope or concept so that humans can work together to achieve peace. Although achieving goals and objectives alone might sound good, but having a cooperation and networking with other people is actually better, as it can help to strengthen the relationship with each other. And that is all from us, so thank you.